Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here on this Monday morning. You know how we love Mondays here on Panhandle Outdoors. It starts off a great week for everybody, and we're glad to be here, and we're glad you're watching. Our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. High today is going to be 78, and low is not going to be as cool as it has been, but still going to be 61. We've got these cool mornings, these springtime cool mornings. I know you're used to those, and if you're out on the river or the bay, it's pretty cool right there at daybreak, so always wear your windbreaker or something. The water temperature is staying around between 71 and 72 degrees over the weekend. Let's take a look at our Monday moon forecast brought to us by Sandhill Seafood up on Highway 77, right north of Bozeman. Good fresh seafood, good folks there, and we just enjoy going there. I know you would too. Our moon now is waning. We just had that full moon. We're waning. We've got a new moon coming up next week, and a full moon for April. Go ahead and put it on your calendar now. That week before the full moon, and it's going to be the last day of April. So go ahead and put it on your calendar. You want to fish every day. Tell your boss that you got to fish every day for that full moon coming up at the end of the month here. The tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Looking at good strong tide today. The low tide is at 2:40 a.m. and the high tide is at 4:14 this afternoon. Good strong incoming tide. We've got a little bit of a wet southwest wind coming in. It's going to turn a little bit to the south, and so it's going to be some good water up in the flats if you're in bay fishing. It'll be an excellent time to go. So we've got a special guest here, so let's take a break. We'll come right back. Welcome back, folks, and welcome to our special guest this morning, Richard Cockrell. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Glad to have you.
Thank you, sir.
Richard's a friend of mine. I've known him a good while now, and Richard has got a unique story. I'm going to let him tell you a story and all, but Richard has volunteered to come on and help us on Panhandle Outdoors, and I'm at a point I need some help on it, so he's going to be our marketing director, and he's got an extensive background, and it's just I'm going to you tell the folks a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee, and I had a fly shop in Memphis, Tennessee, and wanted to show people that you just didn't have to, it wasn't as expensive as they thought it was. I showed them an inexpensive way to get into the fly fishing business, and it worked out very well for me. I did it for about 15 years. So
you had a whole fly shop right there, yes, and you had a great clientele.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was asking him, I said, now where, Memphis, Tennessee, it doesn't come out as, when you first think about it, was a great place to go fly fishing, but then tell me where y'all went fly fishing.
Mostly over in the Ozarks on the White River and on the Little Red River in Heber Springs. Wow. And Norfolk, but for trout. Yeah. But then you had your regular lakes too for bass fishing and for brim fishing. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's nothing, you can fish for anything with a fly rod.
That's the thing about it, and you're talking about the White River in Arkansas. That's legendary among fly fishermen and getting in a place like that and all that. I know there are guides all up and down that area.
Yes, sir. Actually, the world record for the longest was held for brown trout, came off the Little Red River, weighed 40 pounds, 4 ounces.
40 pounds?
Yes, sir.
On a fly rod?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my goodness. Did you do any guiding yourself?
Yes, sir. I sure did. Yeah. Been doing it for about 35 years.
Now, tell me about the fly shop. I always thought that'd be a cool thing to own. Did people come in and you tied flies, and y'all just talked a lot? And
I handled everything from equipment to tie flies to your rods and reels, and we share places where to go, where to fish, where the fish were biting, what they find out what kind of fish they were going after to be sure they had the right setup.
And during the season, it would change. Each season, the colors and all that.
Yes, sir.
And I guess keeping up with the hatches and all that was fascinating.
Matching the biggest thing about fly fishing is matching your equipment, being sure you have the right rod, reel, and line that all match up.
Now, when you moved down here and got involved, what kind of fly fishing have you done around here?
Mostly for redfish and bass.
Okay. And how's it working? Are you getting?
Yes, it's real good.
Have you figured out your colors and all that?
Yes, sir.
I think once you become a once you become a fly fisherman, I think you can go anywhere and fly fish. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Because you just got to just.
It's the technique. It's not the equipment. It's the technique.
Yeah, the presentation.
Yes, sir.
And my all-time favorite movie is A River Runs Through It, which is all around fly fishing with a family and all. And up in Montana, we've talked about it before, but it's such a great, wholesome sport.
Yes, sir. It just it's fun. Once you learn it, it's hard to stop doing it.
And I wish we had a little fly fishing store around here in the Panhandle. It's hard to do that, but maybe one day we've talked to Brad about opening up a little bit of corner of his store at Sunjammers, just put some fly fishing stuff in there. There's a group of guys and girls that would love that. All right, we're going to let's talk about marketing before we get in. We'll talk about fly fishing now. And Richard called me and offered his services and all. I'm just so grateful because I really do need help. You know, we think Panhandle Outdoors is up here as far as our quality of offering things, but we can just keep getting better and better each month and each year. And Richard's going to help us a lot in marketing. So he's going to come out and be seeing some of y'all about our advertising packages and all. And he's also going to be helping us so much on fly fishing. So we're glad to have you. Also had your kids in my class.
Yes, sir, sure did.
They didn't like it much, did they?
No, they loved it. That's one thing about it. Once you start fishing, camping, hunting, it's in your blood, and it's a good thing.
I know. I showed this picture last week of daughter Ashton Jernigan in the archery. In fact, I may pull it back up and show y'all the next segment. But let's take a break. We'll come back and show you some of these flies that Richard has tied, and also some you can use around here. So we'll take a break and we'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. Sitting here with Richard Cockrell, the new marketing director for Panhandle Outdoors. We're glad to have him part of our team. And one thing we're going to get our Facebook. We got Team Panhandle Outdoors on Facebook.
Yes.
So he's sort of going to take that over, and we'll talk more about that later. So you can send your pictures right there. A lot of times our pictures get lost. Sometimes you send them to me, but you send them on Team Panhandle Outdoors. It's definitely going to get put on TV. Also, let's mention this weekend now, the Hunter Safety Course is here in Bay County. Check it out on the FWC website, the Hunter Safety Course. And also, I had an email from one of our viewers wanting to know where the boat ramps were in West Bay. And there's 3 boat ramps now. I have one at the West Bay Bridge underneath it, then one at Crooked Creek, at the head of Crooked Creek, a good solid ramp, good concrete ramp there. Then you have one at Burnt Mill Creek. Those 3 access points for West Bay are readily available for y'all, and they're all free. They don't cost $10, okay, like some boat ramps do. All right, now, fly fishing. I think all avid fly fishermen, you're trying to think like a fish.
Yes, sir.
And that's where you're coming from, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
Let's go over some of these flies. And some of you tried and some you bought. So,
yes, sir.
So tell us, you talk a little bit about fly fishing.
It just depends. It's just like using a crankbait in bass fishing, whatever. It just depends on the day and the color.
Yeah.
It works the same way in fly fishing. This is one that used for redfish here.
Cool.
And
that's a big one.
It's a popper that pops the water just when it's going along, and just like using a popper that you use to splash on the water.
Do you try to get a really good long distance cast on that, or are you okay on just medium?
Yes, sir. You don't have to cast real far like you would with a rod and reel. I mean, you can't cast as far as that.
Yeah.
But it's still, you can get out there a good 30 yards easy.
Now, do you find this color right here? What was that? That's like a dark color. What's the advantage of that?
It's just what they feel like eating that day. It just depends on what they're feeding on at the time. There
you go. And then this is a real bright color.
Okay. This is like crawfish color, shad colors, and
Well, I love it. It's just the streamer on it.
Yes, sir. It just feels like what attracts them.
Yeah, big eyes. They like eyes.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And
that's cool colors.
And here's some that we do for bass.
All right, now we're going from redfish to bass now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
There's be like a worm going through.
Okay. Yeah. Now, are these all, tell the folks the difference between a wet fly and a dry fly.
Well, mostly that when you're fishing for trout, a wet fly will sink, and your dry fly stays on top of the water.
And most of these are
these all mostly sink.
Okay.
Now your poppers like this one right here, like we had, now they stay on top of the water. They're splashing the water, and they're making noise on top of the water, and it's like a distressed fish.
That's cool.
And here's this right here is just like a frog. This is a frog, actually.
I love that. Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, hold right there. Now that looks just like a frog right there.
And frog is one of the main meals for a bass.
Oh, I'm telling you.
and then here's like another one for like a worm there. You know.
Oh yeah.
This will sink down and go through the water, and you strip your line. And
do you find that when you're catching them all, do you find when it hits the water, you catching most of them as it's sinking, or as you sort of have you move it through?
Well, as you're working it.
As you're working it,
yes,
they sort of take off after.
Yes, sir.
Now, answer me this: once you say they start hitting this color right here, say you've been fishing that, and they start hitting that color, now how long do you stick with it till they quit biting it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, when they quit biting this color, you're fishing dark color now, do you go to a different color?
Just try different things.
Different things?
See if it,
How long do you go usually before you change if they're not biting? How many, is there a certain amount of cast or time limit or anything? Or you just sort of feel, whatever you feel?
Just whatever you feel like.
Yeah. Okay, well, what else you got? You got some more poppers or what?
Yes, sir, I got.
Man, you got a whole case full of them over there.
Yes, sir.
And that's cool.
That one will sit there like that.
There you go.
And that pops on top of the water too, splashes. When that's a bass fly there.
What have you found the biggest difference between fly fishing up there in the Ozarks and all, and fly fishing in this area as far as the flies you use? What?
Actually, bass are bass.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. You catch them on the same thing here?
Yes, sir. They're gonna bite and strike the same way. It doesn't matter what state they're from.
That's cool.
Just depends on the color, clarity of the water at the time. Of course, up there, mostly we're trout fishing though. But down here, bright colors in the bay seem to be the biggest thing.
What do you like the tide to be doing? You like the incoming tide or outgoing tide, or does it matter to you?
It really doesn't matter. Just getting that early morning start when they're hungry.
Early morning.
Yes, sir.
And I ask that question all the time about with these fishing guides and all, and they, the incoming tide, outgoing, and that basically answer just so it's moving some, and,
yes,
and that's all good fishermen say that. What kind of let's see, you catch much speckled trout with them, or just redfish?
Yeah, basically a lot of the stuff that you use for your redfish, you'll catch your speckled trout on.
Okay. All right, well, show us a few more in there. What you got? You got any of the U-tied, or you just?
Well, this is one.
You tied that one?
Yes, sir.
That's cool. Now, when you tie something like that, how long does it take you to tie it? I know you do it because you love doing it, not so a lot of people don't even know how much time they spend.
Couple hours.
Couple hours. But it's fun,
yes,
fun.
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, one of these things, you do it for a while and then quit for a while.
Yeah.
But I did not do this one.
Okay.
That one's too good for me to do.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Well, that's a bad
bumblebee color, sort of.
Yes, sir. All these bright colors work great. This right here would work great for your speckled trout also.
Oh, cool. And we can use them. Now y'all have a pond up there where y'all live. Do you have a fishing pond? Do you ever experiment on it any?
Well, we try to, but they're picky up there.
They're spoiled, huh?
Yeah. They don't like nothing we throw at them up there.
You're supposed to be able to a home pond now. You're supposed to be able to catch them, okay?
It's just once in a blue moon, me and Jeremy will catch one. They're picky up there.
Well, that is some good colors and all. How's the sun, as the sun comes up and all, and rises and all, goes down, how does the sun affect your fly fishing, the angles and all that?
I've never really had any. No, sir, it doesn't really affect me.
You just fished?
Yes, sir. When the fish are biting early in the morning,
Yeah.
it's just when stuff starts hitting that water, they get on a fishing frenzy, and that's a good time to have something crawling across the top of the water.
That's cool. We're going to take a break. We'll come back and talk about the reel and the weight line and different situations like that. Also, we're going to talk about a couple other things. So let's take our final break, and we'll be right back with Richard. All right, welcome back. We're sitting here with Richard Cockrell. Let's look at fishing game times for today. Brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers down in St. Joe. We're looking at 7:53 to 9:53 this morning, and this evening 8:16 to 10:16. And I got a couple of pictures here. This is up here. This is our trip we took 2 weeks ago up there to Funac Springs. You have a good time?
Yes, sir. Sure did.
With Tony Biggett.
Nice people.
One of the nice people up there. And we really had a good time. That's Tony Biggett, and that's the package we won that we gave away on the show. So anyway, that was Richard got me some people up there. Tennessee fan?
Yes, sir.
All right, you from Tennessee? That's
yes,
nothing
sir.
wrong with that. I have one more picture to show you. This is a funny one. I got to get back to it because I showed it last week. But let me see. It's right here. This is your daughter, Ashlyn.
Yes.
And she was in my outdoor class in '09. And look at that laugh on her face. And what she said, when school was fun and you could shoot stuff. That's really cool. The benefits of outdoors for your families, young people. What do you think about it?
Well, back when I was in high school, we had rifle tournaments. We shot 22 rifles, so we didn't even think about nothing back then. So.
And we were talking too, and Scott Lindsay talks about this. We laugh about it. And Scott talks about when he would take his little 20-gauge shotgun and put it in a corner of the classroom and go squirrel hunting after class.
Yes,
and nobody ever thought anything about it.
Mine used to ride up in the back of my truck.
Yeah, but the times have changed.
Yes, sir, it sure has. But the times haven't changed as far as hunting and camping and fishing. If you bestow that on your kids, it'll last them a lifetime.
And that fits in so well with what we believe in. That's why Richard's a welcome guest to our staff here, and we feel so strong about the same things. And we'll talk more about that as the year progresses. We're going to put his number across the screen here, and in case you want to call him about any advertising and all, or talk fly fishing or whatever kind of outdoor stuff. We know. I know you're Aston's engaged now to a game warden.
Yes, sir.
So
sure is.
You don't have to behave.
Yes, sir. Sure do.
And he's a Moser boy. Tell us about him.
Yeah, he's a big avid hunter. Everybody in the family hunts and fishes.
They really do, and they've done some really serious hunting and fishing.
Yes, sir. And it's keeps us all together, and we do it as a family. And
y'all do that a lot as a family.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And it's good and healthy.
Yeah. Tell us about some of those memorable trips, fishing or hunting, y'all have taken. I know y'all have taken.
Oh, we've gone up to South Dakota pheasant hunting together, and that was a real good trip.
Was it?
Yes, sir. I love that pheasant hunting.
That I've heard it was so much fun.
Yes, sir.
It's sort of like quail on steroids, isn't it?
Yes, sir. It is, but it's a lot of fun to watch them dogs work too.
I know it now. We got one of the things we want to talk about also. When you're out fishing, where do you like to go fly fishing in this area? What are some of your favorite places to go?
You know, I go out in West Bay area, as far as in the bay, and do a lot over at Deer Point.
Okay.
As far as bass, I mean.
Now you ran that store, that fly fishing store, and you started it yourself and ran it for 15 years. That's cool. When people come in and ask about equipment, the reels and the rods, what would you tell them about equipment? What would you want to tell people about fly fishing equipment?
Well, you just can't go by just pick up anything and expect it to work. You don't have to go out and spend $2,000 neither to be able to fly fish. The main thing is that it's called your line it goes by weight. Mm-hmm. Your line has to match your reel has to match your rod. And as long as you're doing that right there, then you can get out and do the right casting.
You know, we taught fly fishing in outdoor class, and it was hard for the kids to grasp that weight of the rod and the weight of the line. And how would you recommend that people learn that?
Well, it's all on the packages and stuff, and on the rods and on the reels, and it all depends on what you're going to fish. You're not going to use a 8-weight, 10-weight rod to go out and brim fish all the time.
Right.
It's you know, you can get a happy medium in between and get like a 5-weight rod, and you can fish for brim and bass, and that would work just fine.
So you recommended something like a 5-weight for people in the beginning, and that's good.
Yes, sir.
Now, and the line would match the rod and the reel. Any particular brand that you really liked over the years?
No, sir. I mean, all your major companies have got some package deals,
yeah.
and you can start out for $200, you know, and have line, reel, and rod.
And we want to recommend that. You know, we're right here in the springtime, early spring right now, and fly fishing about to start kicking off.
Yes, sir.
And we want to recommend it to y'all, and we'll check with our sponsor, Blue Water, and all of them, and see what all they have to offer. And we're going to have some expert advice here, and you know, give fly fishing a try. It's a lot of fun. I do some of it. I don't ever get to do enough of anything.
Yes, sir.
You know that feeling?
Yes, sir.
And you busy as a granddad. You bring your little grandson in to drive him into town. How many miles?
Well, we drive 100 miles a day.
100 miles a day. Every day he takes his grandkid to school and back, and that's 100 miles a day he puts on his truck. So you're getting broken in good. But,
yes, sir.
But that's good. So we're going to have to wrap things up. Time flew by. It flew by, didn't it?
Yes, sir. It sure did.
I told you it would. Richard, thanks so much.
Thank you, sir, for having me.
And welcome to the team, and we appreciate all the help you're doing for us.
Yes, sir.
Give them a call. Folks, thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. We always appreciate the viewership, and we always try to do good things with other folks. We ask you to do something good for your fellow man today. Have a great day. Enjoy the outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.